and sisters, this is Brother G World, 7_D. This G World on the track, kicking it. That's where it's at. I want to say this. I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, do my reading, and there's certain things I pick up on, man. I pick up on a lot of BS, and I was listening to, I want to say either I had Power, no, Alton's this one, and he was talking about, he had stuff about Dr. Ma'at down there, and I really listened to what was being said. That chick is very dangerous, and she's a damn fool, and she really don't know what the hell she's talking about, man. She said something of the point where is that just because those people are dark-skinned, they don't mean they are people. I'm like, I scratched my head. I'm like, huh? That's some Negro splaining, man. That's some Negroes trying to explain away the true Aboriginal black origins of the Americas, man. And I've always said I do not like that woman. She dismisses the Grand Canyon when there's so much proof that there are people, there were Egyptians that came to were in the Americas. And the fact is that I talked about so many of my videos how they carved into rock. The last book I had was African rock art, which I showed you a place over in Africa where they carved over, when they carved into the rock, into the sand, when in the area which is not sand, which wasn't always sand. They were able to carve into rock there. They had a high technology that was carving into rock here. I told you before, I always mention this. They smelted iron. Our people knew how to carve into brick or to a rock. You see that all over the globe, these brothers and sisters did. For her to dismiss that, man, she just sits there talking about, well, ancient Egypt, and then we came over here slaves. And it's just nonsense. I mean, she's very ignorant, man. But see, I've done the research. I've done the research for years. I come from an educational background, family full of educators. I've done this for years. I know that she's lying. I know she don't know what the hell she's talking about. I know all them Ross Quad clowns as well as Sarah Sugi, they don't know what the hell they talking about, as well as Umar Johnson. They don't know what the hell they talking about. I've done enough studying this, man. I know. A lot of this stuff is common sense. But these Negroes have been so highly indoctrinated, man. They get these little goofy degrees and don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it's so sad. This is what we have here amongst so-called Negroes, excuse me, in America. Ignorance, stupidity, goofiness, foul dumb. Man, whew, so many of our people are lost. Well, some of these people aren't our people. They're very lost. And when I always hear Umar Johnson just babbling, I had to throw up, man. Because these Negroes are saying stuff that's not accurate, it's not true. It's really not accurate. When you look at us, when you look at so many Aboriginal black people in America, we look like the black people that were already here, the true Indians, and the black Boers of Europe. We look like them. We literally look like them. And my family's a combination of both of them. But we look like them. And I'm telling you this now, we do look like them. We do not look like West Africans. And I'm tired of that mess constantly saying that we're West African. That's a lie. Even when back with we studied the Olmecs, and people kept saying, oh, they're West Africans, they're West Africans, they're West Africans. And they didn't, if they were Egyptians, they were just servants of the Egyptians, man. Why would you have a big-ass statue of a servant? Plus the fact is, man, then there's some of us sit there say they came from the 25th dynastic period, the Nubia period, the black kingdoms. Man, all them damn kingdoms were black, man. These people, and then when you point that out, you're hijacking your history, all right? Hijacking their history. You ain't hijacking nothing. You just taking back what's yours. It's really sad and sick that we were highly miseducated. And then here's another point I want to make. People are tripping about, talking about the native Hawaiians and everything and what's going on with them. Them people are mulattoes, man. They're not the original. The original Hawaiians are straight up Negroes, man. It's like the original Samoans. Them people there now are mixed. But then they hate black people. A lot of them hate black people, so-called melanated people. All right, melanated people, so-called black people. You hate them, but your history originated with Negroes. The further back you go on all those Pacific islands, they're Negroes. Look, you have Australia, all right, and you know how the original Negroes there. Tasmania, how they look. And then you have the Pacific, you go over to the Pacific Islands, these are all black people. Then you have these other islands where you have little mixed looking people, because those islands were conquered by outsiders who mixed in. The other black people were there to fight them bastards off. I'm trying to tell you this, man. All you gotta do, see, we gotta start using common sense. Some of the stuff you gotta start using common sense. We sailed around the world. We colonized different parts of the world, and we built monuments and structures all over the globe. But you got a lot of white scholars who make it hard for us to have done that because they're so racist. They want to put us in a box and say we're just some West Africans. And many of you Negroes believe that. That's the dumbest thing you can be, is to believe what these racist white historians will tell you, and some of these Negro charlatan historians. You have to push and do the research. The only true race of people, really, are so-called black people. All other people are offshoots of black people. When you hear mess, well, 70% of black Americans are mixed, and 30% of white people, white people come from black people. The only people that can be possibly pure on this planet are black people. All right? And some black people might have gotten some mixture in their family years ago, but let me tell you something. Most black people come in different shades because that's just natural in our genes. So stop that mess, man. White folks come from us. Asians come from us. And then there's various degrees of mixtures there. All group of people come from, when I mention the term melanin, I'm talking about a so-called black person. I'm not talking about other groups. Because I'm talking about melanin as in the original man. Melanin comes from the original man. Melanin does mean dark. It means black. And other people have melanin in their skin, but we have the most melanin in our skin. We are the original people. And then we talk about India. India was invaded early on by the pale-skinned people who invaded India, but they also invaded, they went into Europe. So the original people in India is black. So when you get them little chocolate black-ass Indians, most of them are really descendants of them damn Aboriginal blacks that was there, you know, the Kushite Empire that was there. They're descendants of those, man. They can deny it all they want. That's where they get their black skin from. Our people also come in very different grades of hair texture. So we got to get out of this nonsense that we have one type of hair texture. But when you listen to idiots like Dr. Maat and Jabari, who's an immigrant background, and not all black people of immigrant background are coons, but he's one. That guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but he's been highly indoctrinated. He's going by what white folks have told him and what white folks laid out for him. Or some Negro scholar who's educated by white people who attended some Ivy League university, stolen from land from Aboriginal blacks, and they used black people as slaves to do it, or black people as their little, quote, prisoners of war to do it, or slaves, to build it. So I want you brothers and sisters to know that and understand that. You need to know your true history. You need to understand your true history. And you need to stop listening to these charlatans, man. Because there's a bunch of them out here. Bunch of them. Bunch of them. You know, so we got to understand that. There's a lot of charlatan Negroes out here who want to teach you that you're just a slave and that you come from some Alabama cotton field, man. Do not listen to these Negroes, man. Do not listen to these Negros, because they're lying. They're idiots and they're lying. And this is why we're in the predicament that we're in, because we're too busy listening to these boule Negroes who don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've given you sources. I've used magazine articles, journal publications, different types of books. A lot of them, most of them are, quote, academic books, encyclopedias. So I'm laying down, I'm giving you sources on my stuff, all right? Now it's for you to go out and seek it yourself. Do not listen to these damn charlatans like Jabari or Dr. Mayat who, like I said, I can't stand her, man. She's the worst to sit up and make a statement like that. But so, brothers and sisters, I want you to learn your true history. And thank goodness I've always been a free thinker when I did my research. So you want to hear that mess that we're descendants of West Africans? For me, because that's not true. Peace and love. All right.